Hey, greetings. Peace, if you could find. It's Dr. Dre who said he's speaking into his diary. But I want to talk about, we'll listen. Um, Here I go with my morbid, empathetic, because the world we live in now, you know, it's a crime to be empathetic. It's a crime. But I was thinking about how people hang on to life. It's so precious, you know? And then someone come and take it away just like that for no reason. After you invested all your time in raising them, sending them to school, loving, kissing, even if you didn't do it. A lot of us didn't do it. But those who did, you invested a lot into your child. Then somebody just come and take it. Jealousy and all that BS. It wasn't yours to take. I say the punishment should be let the family be in the room with them for just 15 minutes, 10. But I want to talk about really how people hold on to life, even in Sudan. That's right, even in Sudan. No one speaks about Sudan. Nobody speaks about all the little pockets in the wars and the trillions of people that have been killed since the beginning of time. It's like life is nothing. And like I said, all that you invest in a person, changing their dirty diapers and everything, and then they just take it away just like that, like it's nothing. But I really want to speak on this channel, Soft White Underbelly. And I went through all of them. This is what I did. And I picked out all the black women who are on Skid Row and Figuoroae Street in Los Angeles. I feel for them. You should hear these stories. I got a playlist. I'll put it in the description below. But they are such warriors. They are so brave. A gangster said that they are the true gangsters because they get in the car with strangers. They had a serial annihilator out there that was taking them out of here. They didn't know who they were getting in the car with. And they do get in the car with those who beat them, knifed them, pulled weapons out on them, RAPE them in every opening. They have gangs to come in to punish her pimp. You should hear the stories. And they still hang on to life. And the things that they had to go through, even with their mammy, who allowed men to come in and take advantage of her and him too, when they were little, and fought the daughter if she told her mother, see, you are not gonna mess up my marriage or my man, and use the daughter or the son for the drugs. And I learned too that the drugs it causes schizophrenia and mental illness because there's an area in the brain, I'm not explaining it correctly, and I don't have any license or anything, but there's an area in the brain that doesn't get blood when you are addicted to anything and you can't reason right. You don't know what you're doing. So it's not your fault. And I don't want this to be too long, but a person was saying on an interview that it's a shame that this country will allow someone to set up a tent and die. Oh, you should hear the stories. And it's not their fault. They are the low-hanging fruit. And the real of the matter is always white supremacy and systemic racism. And I can relate to these women. I feel their pain. I feel them. I empathize and sympathize with them. The shit that they had to go through. You wouldn't believe it. But they still hang on. They are brilliant people. Brilliant, smart, wise. But the drugs, and they take the drugs because of what happened to them as a child, assaulted by your father. Not father, but a sperm donor. Sexually. I'm going to end with this. But I'll leave the playlist down there just about us. That's who I feel for. But this one young girl, after being in the foster home, mama died. I can't remember. It's so many stories. I've been keeping the book. I really have. I got a book. I'm into it. But she went down south because she was having trouble up north. And to be with her grandmama to raise her and her father down south. And she got pregnant. And they got mad, called her fast, and told her she had to go back north. Lo and behold, it was her father that impregnated her. So you know why they on drugs. And I'm going to end with this. I know how that drug can make you forget and how it makes you feel so wonderful. This was years ago. I had to go and get a procedure. And it was a painful one. I had it before and I needed it again. And this was a wonderful doctor. And I told her, I don't want this. I'm not going to have it. She said, well, you need it. I said, it was very painful last time. And, you know, I could do without it. She said, I promise you, if you let me do it, you won't feel a thing. She said, I promise you. And I'll never forget her name. It was Dr. Jeanette M. Epstein. I'll never forget her name because of this. I'm getting ready to tell you. And down now, you're going to connect it with these people. The drug, how it makes them forget and how it makes them feel, how it makes them forget that they father their child. So, she was getting ready to do a procedure, but then she came and gave me a shot. I don't know how she did. I can't remember because it was so long ago. I think it was like 40 years ago. I'm 71, Julie 20. But I'm telling you, baby, that feeling, I would never forget it. And I often say, I'm telling you the truth. I remember when I was 18 being fast, and because I came up rough, you know, I can't. But anyway, someone gave me something, you know, and it was like fresh air. I'm like, this ain't shit. What the fuck is that? It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. But the alcohol came into play. But getting back to the doctor, I'm telling you, that feeling was so good. I didn't mean to get excited like that, but I would never forget that. It was so wonderful. And she came around and she snatched me up and it went away. She gave me just enough so that she could do that procedure. And she, just like she promised, she said, you won't feel a thing. But I have remembered that feeling that she told me I wouldn't feel a thing about. That pain, I didn't feel a thing. And it was an awful thing. You know, like a punch, like you punch holes in paper, a 3-hole punch. Well, that's what a punch with no anesthetic. And I said, shit, hell no, that can't happen no more. She promised me that I wouldn't feel a thing. She kept her word. And I'll never forget her name. What they say, you don't do great things, that's why they don't remember your name. Shit, I remember her name. But I'm going to end with that. So I understand why these women, I'm just focused on the women, but they have all kind of people on this entire channel. I'm telling you, but I just focus on the black women because I can relate to them. That's who I am. That's where I came from. That's where I came from. I'm listening to their story. And you have to think about your mother and your grandmother and your father and your uncles and everything that came up from down south when there was no law. The things that happened to them. Huh? It wasn't us doing it to us. It was the colonizers and the pilgrims doing it to us. And that's where we got it from. Because as Africans, our spirituality, we didn't do that. I don't know about the FBA and the Indians. But I'm going to end with that. That's where we got it from. So, I feel for them. And like I said before, how you going to get therapy from someone that you know is they people that caused all of this on purpose? Like someone said, it is wrong for the government to let somebody set up a tent and go and die. Hey, so you going to go and talk to them about your problems? They the one that got you out there. The one that got you in the tent. So, and you going to go and talk to them. Peace, people, if you can find it. I'm sorry, I done went off, and this is very long, but I hope they let it fly. They don't let my videos fly. They want me to promote them, but I'm not doing that no more. I only have like maybe 200 actually subscribers. The rest of them are fake. No lie. I ain't got shit to lie about. I did some shit that's fake. They only let. I'm not going to get into it because I don't care. Whoever hears this, this is for you. I'm not into quantity. Quality matters to me. So peace if you can find it.